In 2025, my own investment portfolio grew by £36,457. That's roughly the average UK salary, which is insane. And I'm not here to boast, but to be transparent and really show you the power of investing. So how did this happen and what contributed to this growth? In this video, I'm going to be showing you, as well as sharing with you my top 3 investing takeaways from 2025 that you can take into the new year and beyond. And on that note, Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel. I'm Ryan, a chartered accountant, and I built my own investment portfolio from £0 to over £180,000 over the last 8 years, primarily by using index funds and ETFs, and now I help others to do the same. Click the first link in the description if you'd like to know exactly how I can help you when it comes to your own investments. In my last video, I shared exactly what I invest into inside my own portfolio, so I won't rehash that here. I'll link that video at the end of this video, but with some very high-level context that's helpful for this current video, my portfolio is roughly 87% global index funds and 13% crypto. The growth in 2025 in my portfolio has come from my own contributions and my capital gains, so let me give you the exact numbers now. Firstly, my own contributions. I invested £23,321 into my portfolio in 2025, and this on screen is exactly where that money was invested. 95% of this money went into global index funds and ETFs, and the other 5% went into crypto. I'm currently in Australia, so I'm using my Australian investment accounts, and that's what these 2 columns are. The final column is also contributions from my limited company into my SIP. And for full transparency, these were the exact specific investments I made in each of these specific investment accounts. I track everything religiously, and here you can see how my contributions have grown over the time over the last 8 years of investing. This means over the last 8 years, I've contributed just over £115,000 to my investment. And this includes everything: my own money, contributions from my limited company, employer match, pension contributions, stocks and shares, a lifetime ISA, government contributions, absolutely everything. My next video is actually going to be on my investing strategy for 2026, and it's actually going to be a lot different. So subscribe so you don't miss that video. Secondly, let's talk about the capital gains in 2025. Gold and silver had unbelievable years specifically, although I don't hold any of those in my portfolio, unfortunately. My total gain personally for the year was £13,137. And if you look on screen, you can see how I've worked that out. As a side point, I use accumulation funds across all of my investment accounts. So although the yields on the global funds are quite small, normally between 1% and 2%, these dividends would have been automatically reinvested back into the funds that I invest into. But back to the gains I've made this year, over half of my total investments is in one global fund, the FTSE Global All Cap, and that is up around 13% this year. So that one fund would have contributed quite a bit to this total gain. I then do also use various other global funds in different investing accounts, and they were all roughly up by similar amounts. As my portfolio is clearly mainly in global funds, this is primarily where this capital gain has come from. I have less than £500 in individual stocks, so that wouldn't have contributed very much at all. The rest of my money is then in crypto, around 13% of my total portfolio. These are the specific cryptos that I use, and to be honest with you, crypto is relatively flat in 2025, which is why I think, and full transparency, it can be a bit tricky to work out. Most of these capital gains in 2025 have come from my global funds, and all I've done is invested consistently and hold. I haven't done anything special, and overall, the year-to-date growth is just over 9%. And my total portfolio has grown from 140-ish K to 180K, and that's exactly how my investment portfolio has grown over the last 12 months. What is amazing and, to be honest, a bit mental, and this was the topic of a recent email I sent around, is that pretty much every stock market is up this year, which when this year was predicted to be rough for the stock market, many predicted a recession with the ongoing wars and tariff drama in the US. The stock market once again delivered, which really does show the power of starting to invest and then staying invested. So given that, these are my top 3 takeaways for 2025 that you can use going forward with your own investments. Number 1, your own contributions are the most important factor. Other than fees, one of the only things in our control is our own investment contributions into our portfolio. And this may sound a bit counterintuitive, particularly as I've been sharing my capital gains, but the returns are largely irrelevant, especially if you're just starting out and you're not going to be living off of this money for over a decade. What's much more important is to focus on getting as much invested in the market as you can. So rather than focusing on a daily gain or small fluctuations, instead just focus on getting as much invested as you can in the market in 2026, and then let time and compound interest do the rest. Number two, you cannot time the market. You've heard it before, but time in the market is better than time in the market. And I truly believe that 2025 showed this. There's going to be a recession. We're in a bubble. The world's going to end. Yet global stock markets, all things considered, had another great year. So linking nicely to the first point we just went through, get started when you can and invest what you can every month. Don't try and time it. I actually tried to time the market many years ago in the past and failed miserably. It's just impossible to time it. The thing is, and the reality is really, the stock market will crash. It's a matter of when it will crash, not if it will crash. And if you're going to be investing for decades, you're going to experience loads of large crashes. However, the stock market has recovered from 100% of previous crashes. And if you're investing consistently, you're going to be buying on the way up and on the way down. Counterintuitively, a crash is actually a good thing if you're not going to touch this money for decades because you can buy at lower prices today. I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but long story short, just don't try and time the market. Just get started, stay consistent, and invest for the long term. Number three, and I've been a big believer in this myself. I've been investing globally now for 8 years nearly, but global is best. Although the US has been the most dominant stock market for years, over a decade now, I truly believe being global is the best approach. Ultimately, by being global, it takes all guesswork out of the equation, and the global funds self-cleanse over time as countries perform better or worse. The US performed relatively poor this year compared to other countries and now then automatically self-cleanse in a global fund. Will the US start performing amazingly again or continue to underperform other countries? I have absolutely no idea, and that's why I continue to invest using global funds. And I truly believe that staying global is not only the simplest approach, but also the best approach for most people, myself included. And that really is the key message of a lot of the content I put out across YouTube and all my other social medias, is that investing really can be simple. And often the simpler you can keep it, the less complex it is, the better returns you make over the long term. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. A massive thank you for watching. I hope you have a great 2026. And if you'd like to be nosy and see exactly what I invest every penny of my own 6-figure investment portfolio into, then click this video here on the screen where I show you every single investment I have across the different global funds that I use, the individual stocks that I have, and the cryptos that I have inside my investment portfolio. Thanks for watching and have a great day.